Hey, it's AJ here with another over-the-shoulder link prospecting tutorial, and in this one I'm trying to build links to my new resource, how to find email addresses. And as always, we're going to try to build as many targeted prospects in as little time as possible, so we can stop prospecting and start actually doing some outreach. Currently, this article's got basically nothing going to it. I like to use Ahrefs for the Content Explorer, so let's just say find email addresses. I want articles that talk about finding email addresses in the title of the article. And I think my goal here is going to be to either get an existing article updated with some links or yeah, pitching them like a new guest post or something like that. But ideally, it's the first one. So it's less content to write, less work, less money to spend. All those things sound good. So right now, Ahrefs has 434 pages that match this search. And let's filter by only live. Let's get rid of anything below a 20 DR. It gives me 287 pages. Okay, that's fine. What else can we search for? Let me think of a few more keywords. You know what? That's okay. But instead of one per page or one per domain, I'm going to export them all. Because if I want to do a link insertion, I can't necessarily trust which one Ahrefs gives me. So let's open this up. And the first thing I like to do is head over to our link filtering tool from Link.io. Let's pop in these keywords here. Let's pop in these URLs here. Easy subscribe. Okay, so we got 399 entries. How do I bulk filter this down? Just get rid of stuff that I don't necessarily need. I'm going to remove any home pages, any IPs, and try to remove anything that's just too many characters, probably spammy articles. Let's see what happens. It's 14 here. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily need. Next, my audience is mostly US speaking. I don't go after .edus, .govs, and some of the lower quality TLDs I'm not currently interested in. So of these 51, now there's always some that, you know, that's not just countries anymore. People use it popularly because .coms are just taken for everything. So like .co, .st, what else? I think like a .ai might be fine to keep. Just run this real quick again. That gives me 43 entries. .edus, .aes. I mean, I'd love to get a nice edu link, but it's not the type of campaign I'm trying to run right now. Yeah, .mx. Okay, these are some ones that I'm happy to filter out. Filtering by Ahrefs top million. If the site authority is just too high, a simple email is not going to do the trick. I got 109 entries here from really high-end sites. You know, some of these might be okay to go after. Let me trim this down to like the top 60,000 here. Maybe a 50,000 spot. All right, 87 YouTube product hunt name pros. I'm not sure what that is, but I could keep that. Process Street. Super user. I want to keep a lot of these honestly, so let's go with 30,000. Confirm those changes. Now, what I'm aiming for here is mostly just websites that have blogs, and you can get rid of syndication sites, Bitly's, search engines, spam sites, social media, different things you're not interested in getting links from, help desks, blog spots, videos. Use this filter to cut down that list. And here, forums, directories. Yeah, I see some forum links here. This one seems okay. Yeah, just work through the process. You see a lot of the spam stuff here, forum sites, aggregators, question threads. Now prioritize multiple unique URLs. So the reason why I exported all pages, even if it was multiple from the same domain, is because you can be more careful about which URL to keep. So I'm looking for URLs that have email in the URL. So these are probably blog posts. And I haven't removed anything yet, but now in this next step, I'm going to say keep only one URL per domain. So that means these duplicates are getting removed, but a lot of them weren't relevant to me anyway. Now we got the final result to review. Started with 399. Now we're sitting at 155. Could we potentially remove some more from here for sure, like the sought thing. But a lot of these are really good. So I'm going to export all as CSV. I'm going to paste it back into the original document. I'm going to filter by those that were removed. Now I have 155 potential targets, and I've maintained all their metrics. So for my next stage, I want to start finding the best contact email for each one of these websites. So I'm going to introduce you to our new tool. It's called the Email Finder. And here we paste in all those URLs. And what the Email Finder does is, as the first step, it's going to query our Hunter API. And then for emails that it can't find, it's going to manually crawl those websites and try to find the emails. So using these Hunter settings, let's go with 10 per. I'm okay with both generic and personal emails. And my goal here is to find executives. And if not executives, then marketing. If not marketing, then communications. And if none of those have results, I'm going to search for all. And I'd like to include the source in the results. So now our tool is just going to go one by one and find all the emails. Okay, so step one has completed. We started with 99 URLs. I cut out a few just to keep this number below 100. And the API searches found emails for 47 of the domains. That means 52 of the websites No emails found yet. And then several emails found for the 47. And if you look at the data, if you got the name, organization, if it's personal, you have the title and the deliverability score. So now here, this is typically where, all right, you just have to bite it with the other ones. Maybe try to find it manually, maybe just skip it. But now with this tool, we have another step that we can do. So these are the 52 domains that we didn't find emails for. With these domains, let's proceed to the email crawler. Now what our tool here does is it looks for contact pages or about pages or write for us pages. I'm going to say contribute write for us, and let's try to find some contact pages. So we need to crawl the website for email addresses, but first of all, we need to find which pages to crawl. We can't just crawl these specific pages here. It doesn't make any sense. They wouldn't have emails on them. We have to crawl contact pages, about pages, write for us pages. So step one is identifying what those pages are. So the processing is done, and now we have 49 potential contact pages to crawl. You see some contact us's here. You can go through the list and deselect certain sites. 404s are the most obvious. And this is a nice chance to see if there's any spammy sites that shouldn't have made the cut in the first place. Now let's move forward with the next step, which is crawling each of these pages, extracting email addresses, hopefully getting as close as we can to all 100 of our targets having some kind of validated email to reach out to. Several URLs processed, 33 emails found across 10 URLs, and 40 or so websites with none. So we get some supports here, some general stuff, better than nothing. Next step. Let's finish off by checking the deliverability of these emails that we scraped. So 33 processed, 25 removed. It gives us a handful of extra URLs that we can use. And overall, that means we've collected about valid emails from 60 of the 100 domains. Now this is, even if you get this far, this is now you just have like a lot of emails per domain, and you have to sit there and go through every single one. It's just really tedious, and it's a blocker to getting started. The getting started is having a clean list, starting to send the emails. Before that takes hours and hours of work. So instead of dealing with all that, you click this button, export file for email picker tool. So now we've got this file. It's got 175 emails across the 60 or so domains. And you move over to the email picker tool, upload it. All these emails, we want to identify the single best contact email for each domain. So we have a couple formulas here that we've pre-baked into the system. I have one specifically called blog outreach email. The point of this formula, it's a series of priorities, like priority 1, priority 2, and basically it's saying my priority is identify an email that has a high confidence score, and its exact match is this one. And if this one doesn't match, then the next one, so on and so on. So this formula, it looks for guest posting emails first, and then it looks for the founder, the marketing person, or just an email that has a general marketing name. And then it looks for PR companies or the PR email, and then it moves over to kind of the generic. And you're welcome to keep building more of these as you want. Like one could be the type is you're looking for a personal email more than a generic email. So if you're before you get into like a more general inbox, why not try to contact someone that's at least a first name, last name, and then finally at the end. And if it doesn't match any of these, you can add a priority at the end. Did I do it now? You could add a priority at the end. And in this final priority, you could say confidence score of 75 and nothing else. So if we proceed with that, we end up with a results table that now has a contact email for each one of the sites. So for the digital.com, it chose Rob because Rob is in charge of web design and digital marketing. For Dashburst, it chose Dan because Dan, social media marketing. Pop-up Smart chose Tsuxi because he's a content marketing specialist. So export this list. And with it, we're ready to begin sending our pitches to each one of these people. And then you can eyeball it to see if you want to switch to a different one, if there's multiples. So on this row for the Dashburst, these are all the emails that are associated with Dashburst. So if you thought, well, okay, Dan's good, but maybe Steve is better because, I don't know, you know something about Steve, then you could just make Steve number one. Now, with our tool Linkio, this is currently only in beta, so I can't show it yet, but we're actually using it to send emails. So we export this to a Google Doc sheet. We pair that Google Doc sheet with Linkio, and then we're able to drip out emails and build a few links that way. So this is our process. Let me know what you think. The email filter and the email picker tool, available 100% free on linkio.com. Just go to the linkio.com/SEO resources page and you'll see all of our tools that we have available. And this really cool, handy email finder, this is currently a beta product. We're just using it internally, but it'll be coming out. It'll be coming out to a handful of beta testers. So if you're interested, just leave a comment. I'll be sure to invite you when it's time. Thank you.